All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers in tonight's video. I'm so happy. I feel so happy for my Steelers fans watching this video, man. 5-2. Justin Fields did such a great job. Russell Wilson did such a great job last night. We saw this dimension with the Steelers offense that we just have not seen in a very long time. And I hate that it was becoming a Justin versus Russ thing. And it just never should have been a negative thing to have two competent, capable quarterbacks. But Russ got such a bad rap last season. He got such a bad rap with the Denver Broncos. He was a really solid quarterback. And you saw it last night. 16 of 29, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions against one of the best defenses in the NFL. Now, it did start poor. Right, opening drive was really solid, got a field goal, points on the board, and then he went 3 and out 3 times. There were boos in the stadium. We were hearing Justin Fields chants. In the first quarter, Russell Wilson, 2 of 6, 19 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but a passer rating of 43.1. The rest of the game, Russ was 14 to 23, 245 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and a passer rating of 126.2. We just saw this dimension of the Steelers offense that we have not seen since pre-Kenny Pickett. And I love Justin Fields as a player. I think long-term, that might be the guy. It might be the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise quarterback for next year. It really might. But I'm kind of at a loss of words when I watched that second half last night. I really am. So before we get any further into today's video, let me take this in out. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Steelers fans, you guys always show so much support on these videos. I love you guys so much. If you try and get this video to 500 freaking likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So his EPA, Russell Wilson's EPA per pass play yesterday, 0.23. That was his third highest over the past 3 seasons. It was his highest since that Week 4 victory with Denver last year against the Chicago Bears. I think they lost that game. I know Chicago came back. I think they lost that game. Keep in mind, though, the New York Jets, as dysfunctional as my GOAT, Aaron Rodgers, as dysfunctional as that offense is, their defense, it's the second best passing defense in the NFL leading into that game. They limited opponents to less than 150 passing yards in the first 6 weeks. Wilson was spreading the ball around. He connected with 6 different targets. George Pickens looks happy. 5 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown. It was his second game this season. Only his second game this season where he had over 100 receiving yards. Last year, he had 5 of those. And Pittsburgh had 31 unanswered points. But 2 players who really benefited, or I should say Najee just in general, has been really solid. Number of rushes over 25 yards for Najee Harris in his career. 58 games, right? Last 2, 3. 3 rushes over 25 yards. His first 56 games in the NFL, just 3. He's playing phenomenal. And one thing I love, we just said Russ threw the ball to 6 different guys last night. Darnell Washington, since he got drafted by Pittsburgh, his role has never made any sense to me. You have a freakish, superhuman athlete that you're only using as blocking. Now, maybe in the first couple of weeks for Pittsburgh, they needed that because the offensive line was so banged up. Entering week 8, 10 catches on 11 targets, 91 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 drops, 131.4 passer rating when targeted. I'm so glad we saw a little bit of him yesterday. 4 catches, 36 yards. Pat Freiermuth, 2 catches, 51 yards. Calvin Austin had a nice 36-yarder. Van Jefferson caught his first touchdown as a Pittsburgh Steeler. And it just went too perfect. And this defense, man, they've had to do so much, honestly, in the last year and a half that it's just kind of crazy that Pittsburgh, those last 3 games with Mason Rudolph, they made the playoffs as dysfunctional as that offense was last year, and it got better. And so the 5 highest graded Steelers in week 7 last night: Keanu Benton, number 1, George Pickens, number 2, Alex Highsmith, welcome back, number 3, Darnell Washington, number 4, and of course, West Virginia, WVU's finest, Beanie Bishop Jr., picking off Aaron Rodgers twice. Not one, but twice. This is such... You're 5-2, man. You are literally 5-2. Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson last night against this Steelers defense, 18 targets. They only had 8 catches, 91 yards, 5 yards per target, 2 interceptions thrown when targeted, a 20.6 pass rating when targeted. This defense is legit as they come. Deshaun Elliott is playing out of his freaking mind, by the way. Phenomenal acquisition in the offseason that went very under the radar. Like, he's playing phenomenal. I wish I had some deep, advanced analytical statistics. Maybe we'll talk about it in a video later this week, but this guy's all over the field. Peyton Wilson, rookie draft pick, all over the field every single game. He had 10 total tackles last night. I know it started shaky, but that was Russ's first game in a very long time. And once again, man, I love Justin Fields. I got that Justin Fields jersey. I'm wishing him nothing but the best, and I hope it actually is with Pittsburgh. But last night is why they brought in Russ. And like I said, all offseason, I hate that it became this Russ versus Justin thing. And, if you're a Russ supporter, that means you're anti-Justin Fields and vice versa. And I don't like it. I don't like it. Both of these two quarterbacks, from what we've seen this season, they've done a phenomenal job, and it's why the Pittsburgh Steelers, or it's a huge reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting here at 5-2. And you want to know what's even better? You got Monday Night Football at home next weekend against the New York Giants. Danny Dimes, confirmed starter. Pittsburgh could be heading into your bye week at 6-2. And the reason that's important, because we talked about it this entire offseason, that second half of the schedule, it looks a lot better now that the Cleveland Browns, or just in general, the Cleveland Browns are Cleveland Browns, but Deshaun's done for the season now, but I don't think they've even scored over 20 in general this season. Your post-bye week is this. And keep in mind, if you're 6-2, I don't want to jump the gun a little bit too much. You got a road matchup against Washington. You come back home for Baltimore, hit the road for Cleveland and Cincinnati, come back home for Cleveland, hit the road for Philadelphia and Baltimore for the second time. In your final 2 games of the season, Christmas Day against the Kansas City Chiefs, and then Week 18 against the Cincinnati Bengals, who are probably going to be suffering for their life in a must-win situation to make the postseason if they can get that far. So the point is, all these wins that Justin Fields, 4-2, they were huge. You're 5-2, man. You're one of the best teams, not only in the AFC, but in the entire National freaking Football League. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy that Russell Wilson played the way he did, because nobody wanted it. Literally nobody wanted it. I've been tweeting a lot about it. I was really excited to see it because I watched a lot of Broncos games last season. Broncos issues last year, to me, were not necessarily Russell Wilson's fault. I also just don't really think Sean Payton and Russ were a good fit in general. But that's all we got for today. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Shout out to my boy Swaggy. These are his clips. He also posts NFL videos. I'll link that down below in the comments. Give me your thoughts from last night's game, and we'll see you soon. Peace.